Hello everyone, welcome back to True Oracle Tarot. This is collective reading for week ending November 22nd, 2025. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you can, and share this video if you feel connected to this reading or know anyone who may need to hear this message. Also, it helps the algorithm push the video out so it can reach others who may need to hear this reading. Thank you. So today, everyone, thank you for stopping by. It's a collective reading. You have a pile of 1, 2, and 3 stacks. Please choose a number, hold a number in your head. I will give you a few seconds and then we will proceed with stack 1 or pile 1. Okay, so pile 1. Have the Page of Swords, King of Cups, the Hangman, King of Wands, Two of Cups, Four of Cups, and the last card is the Hermit. Okay, pile 1. The first card you have here is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is all about people who are eager to learn, okay, and exploring new ideas. You know, ideas, curiosity, expanding one's intellect. Also, you know, you're gonna be approaching a situation that will come up with a new perspective, with a sharp analytical mind is what it's saying. Okay, you know, ready to cut through confusion and gain some clarity on this situation. Some of you might be looking also to upskill or return to school. I've been seeing a lot of this. Perhaps some certifications, you know, or taking on a new career, taking your career in a new direction, perhaps. And here's the King of Cups. You know, and the King of Cups is saying, whatever your endeavors are, starting at the Page of Swords, seek balance, okay? Although this card does suggest for you to be in touch with your feelings, your emotions at this time, express balance with your career and your connections, your love connection, okay? Because if you are working at this time or not, it doesn't really matter, because either which way you're taking up something that requires more energy and more time. So make sure that you seek balance at this time, you know, and express your feelings also is what the King of Cups also is telling you. Express your feelings, but make sure it's measured and, you know, considerate. Remember, we all have feelings. You may be angry. Sometimes we say things out of anger, and, you know, it's too late. We can't reverse the way someone feels. Is something that's going to be in them or stuck in their head always. So try not to do something that will impact, you know, your relationships, your connections. You know, you need, yeah, You know, you at this time too, you'll also be offering emotional support to someone. I see, you know, someone coming to you. It could be more than one person, actually. I don't know if you're in a position of power that's going to come to you for advice. Okay, and also some type of emotional support. All right, so the Hangman suggests a pause in what you're doing, or take some time. You might be taking on too much at this time, or just too much is coming your way. Okay. It could be a sacrifice of some sort. Could be time, or it's a time from doing something for yourself, or working on yourself. You might feel as if your life is in limbo at this time, waiting for some type of news, that you are waiting for. You know, take a step back and reflect on your situation at this time with a different perspective. Okay, work on letting go of outdated point of views. Also, you know, as you move into the future, your thought process must change. It has to evolve. Okay, it must evolve with the times. Okay, you can't stop the future from happening. All right, Pile 1. It's best to evolve, to embrace the change with the future. And here we are at the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is about being a confident and passionate leader. I think there's actually two people also here that I'm seeing. You could be in, like I said, you could be in a position of power, ready to take action and inspire others, you know, with your vision and enthusiasm. You may not be afraid of taking on, you may not be afraid of taking risk, and but you are driven by your needs. You know, it's about you. Again, with the Hangman, right? Yeah, you may not be afraid to take risk, you know, but there's other people around you also. In a love reading, two kings can be a case of two alphas, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean two males. It could be male, female, female, female. However, it doesn't really matter. Gender does not exist in the spiritual realm. Okay, so two alphas which need to find balance. Okay, but yet allowing each other to thrive. Okay, and be respectful at this time. You know, you complement each other. You know, in a 50-50 partnership rather than fighting for control makes more sense, right? Especially if it's someone you adore. You know, two kings is also telling you to find a middle ground or some type of compromise in a situation. In a more personal context, you know, the two kings might suggest that you are in a phase of your life where relationships and connections are important to you. You know, it's a time to foster new friendship also, by the way, and for some of you, and strengthen existing ones, you know, and focus on for people who are in connections, focus on your connection at this time. It's a bit on the it's kind of out of balance right now. Okay, build a balanced union. You know, each one of you bring, you know, your unique, your unique strengths to the table. So embrace them, okay? And here you are with the Two of Cups, right? That's a union. You know, and the Two of Cups is reinforcing what I just said about a union and partnership, right? It's all about a mutual understanding and emotional connection, basically. You know, with someone. You know, it can also indicate the beginning of a new one, a new relationship, a new connection, you know, a new loving relationship, or deeper or deepening one that already exists, perhaps something that just started, you know, or something that has been around for a while but just needs, but sort of kind of the fire sort of fizzled, right? This is telling you to pick it up, you know, work on it. Here's the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups is suggesting that you step back from all the noise that's around you right now. You have a lot of things going on. There's balance, like the cards are saying, balance is needed. But the Four of Cups is reinforcing that, telling you to step back. You know, it suggests that you might be, you know, you feeling disinterested again, right? Disinterested and unmotivated, like I just said, a fire that might have been fizzled out. You know, sometimes we're in a connection for so long, things just become ordinary. It just becomes like a procedure, everyday thing that we get up, we brush our teeth, we drink our coffee, eat our breakfast, and we go on, we come back, and, you know, it just becomes ordinary. It's telling you to, you know, reignite the fire that brought you both together. Okay. You know, it happens when you're not challenged anymore in a relationship, or if you have dominated, you know, what you set out to achieve, which is the person, the next person, your connection. All right. You, for ones who are not in a relationship, you could have a missed opportunity with someone that you may have just met. It could be someone that, like, again, I said two alphas, so you might have clashed with, but it doesn't make you need to work a little bit harder on it, because it could be something that would be, you know, a beautiful connection that you'll miss out on because of your attitude. Okay? So, you know, if you don't, like I said, if you don't change your attitude, you know, you'll lose out in a very important connection. And here you are, the Hermit. Like, you know, you can't make this stuff up. You know, here the Hermit card reinforces the need of, you know, introspection, right? It's a card of isolation, you know, looking inward and, you know, looking into one's inner wisdom before making any decisions, right? That will impact your future. You know, take time to reflect, Padawan. You're on a journey, right, of self-discovery, seeking answers within yourself. You know, try meditating. Meditate if you and focus on the things you want. You know, spend some time alone and just reflect and think, you know, without, in a quiet place, without, you know, noise in the background that can disturb you, you know. To find fulfillment in your connection and pursuits, right? It's necessary. Sometimes we just need to withdraw from the noise, okay? And when you're making any decisions, make sure that, you know, your decisions align with your true desires and your values, okay? All right, I'm gonna pull an energy card for you. Also, let's see what it has to say. Compassion. Compassion is the warmth of the soul, give it to others and yourself. There you are. Pile 1. So moving on to pile 2, or stack 2, however. The first card is the Star. The Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. Nine of Wands. Six of Swords. Knight of Wands. Sorry guys, my camera's a little bit out of whack today. And the last card is the Queen of Wands. This is an interesting reading. So here you are, pile 2, with the Star. You know, this card often represents hope and healing. Okay? And a sense of renewal. Stack, when you're entering a time of or a period, I should say, of optimism, you know, for your future. You know, the card is inspiration. It's inspiring you to follow your dreams. You know, follow your dreams and trust the universe to guide you. You're also inspiring others as well, whether you know it or not. You know, a lot of people look up to you. You know, you're inspiring others to follow their path, their right path as well. You know, it's a time of healing also, and emotional fulfillment with that Star. And here you are at the Four of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Pentacles is about material stability. You know, stability, you may, at this time, you're feeling a bit uneasy, is budgeting or holding on a little too tight to resources at this time. And, you know, it's very well, because you need to be, you know, because you need to be financially cautious at this time. You know, when spending, try not to overspend, especially on things you don't need. Okay, so that's something you need to work on also, is you need to make a list of things you need and things you can live without. Okay, so being financially cautious is important right now. You know, you're preoccupied also with money. You need to really take a step back. Just like I said, make your list of things you can live without. Don't let it pick up, you know, all day long. You'll miss some opportunities also. You know, create a little buffer for yourself. Also, and here at the seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a sign that you may face some challenges again, right? With the Four of Pentacles, you may face some challenges. You know, some type of opposition. I can't tell you what it is. It materializes different in everyone's lives, okay? And this is a collective reading, so you'll be needing to stand up for yourself and defending your position or personal beliefs somehow. Please make your boundaries known. All right, boundaries are important. And the Nine of Wands. You know, the Nine of Wands reinforces the Seven of Wands. You know, the Seven of Wands is about perseverance and resilience in the face of adversity. But you know, it suggests the nine of Wands is saying that you're going to endure the hardships. You have endured hardships, and you were resilient, right? You overcame them. Just be cautious at this time and guard against potential threats, okay? Whether it's internal or it's from the family unit or external. External would be friends and colleagues or any other, other than families, external. You know, you have the strength and determination to overcome any obstacles. Okay, stack 2. And then we move on to the Six of Swords here. Okay. You know, the Six of Swords is a transition card. You know, you're moving into a new phase in your life. You know, the Six of Swords is a sign of transition. Okay, the journey from one phase of life to another is a time also of self-reflection and moving away from past difficulties towards a more peaceful and stable future. Okay, the Six of Swords can indicate a need to let go of old behaviors also. Okay, and a way of thinking. Okay, we embrace change, look forward to the future, evolve. Okay, and here we are at the Knight. Here you are at the Knight of Wands. All right, the Knight of Wands is an action card. It's associated with action, passion, impulsiveness. Okay, you'll begin to feel a sense of renewal and enthusiasm, right? And like a desire to pursue new projects and business ventures, perhaps. However, do not make any impulsive behavior or any impulsive moves at this time. Because you can be moving too fast can lead to recklessness. Okay. It looks like you are looking into a possible business venture because the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands is here. Okay. And the Queen of Wands is inspired and is also self-assured. Okay, the Queen of Wands also inspires others. So again, you are an inspiration for many around you. You may need to be assertive also, okay, and take charge of a situation. But remember to maintain your nurturing and supportive attitude towards the people around you, okay? Because the Queen of Wands is nurturing. Don't forget the people around you. You know, this card represents confidence and sociability and a warm outgoing personality. Sometimes we go through life and we're so, you know, committed to the grind that we forget that there's people around us, you know. So, you know, always be cognizant to the people around you. Okay, I'm gonna pull an energy card for you, stack 2. Okay. So your card is safety. Safety is the foundation of life. Cherish the calm moments. Okay. So moving on to Sec 3. The first card is the Ace of Swords. With the Ten of Cups. The Hierophant. Justice. Page of Pentacles. Page of Cups. And the Five of Swords. Alright, so the Ace of Swords is a breakthrough card, okay? A card of clarity and emphasis. You know, it emphasizes on one's intellect. You know, you'll be experiencing a moment of truth or clarity, Pile 3. Because there is some confusion you need to cut through, maybe some confusion or chaos, okay? So you can make clear decisions and take significant actions to push forward, okay? This is what it's saying. And you have the Ten of Cups here, right? Which is emotional fulfillment for you. Remember, these readings are just, it's just a journey, okay? This is not your life. This is just a journey, just a projection of how to proceed. How, you know, it's telling you how to deal with stuff, what's coming up, okay? It's like an insight, right? For something that you don't know yet. Okay, so we're pushing forward. So you have the Ten of Cups. So that's emotional fulfillment, harmony, and happiness, right? That's beautiful. Okay. The Ten of Cups is also saying you will be in a state of emotional satisfaction, right? Possibly in your connection or life in general. All right, Pile 3. It doesn't matter what your goals are in the future, but for right now, you're not happy. If you're not unhappy, you've accepted your now, so that's great. And here you're at the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant in this reading, you know, it's just telling you to take a step back, reflect again. Okay? Make sure not to allow anyone to influence your desires also. Okay? Guard your hidden truths. Make sure that the decisions that you make align with your truths, with your beliefs. Okay, sometimes we're going about our life, and then we meet other people and our whole life become uprooted, right? Because now there's this other person. You've made your goals, you've designed your goals for yourself. This is where you want to be, but now you have this person, so you arrive at a crossroads. So you need to uncover, what your goals are going forward. What can you do? This is where you and your person needs to, because they have their own path that they're going along. Now, for you to come off your path and just walk the other person's path, you'll be unhappy, vice versa. So you guys need to come up with a solution together, which can satisfy both of you, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. All right, and here's the Justice card. This is about fairness. Again, wow. You literally can't make this up, right? What did I say, right? Something that both of you have to come up with. It's just like a 50-50, and you have the Justice card, which is about fairness, truth, and balance, right? Wow. It's calling you to consider the consequences of your actions. Like I said, boom, Hierophant. Carefully consider your decisions. Also the Justice card can indicate new beginnings for you also if you're deciding to move forward with this person or move forward in general in life with whatever decision you need to make at this time. Okay, there might be someone returning to you also. Okay, so that you need to really consider if someone do return, you need to consider your actions. How are you going to reply? Are you going to reply? Are you not going to reply? Remember the reason. Yes, your heart might skip a beat, you'll be nervous, but remember why you're not together anymore. Okay. Be careful, don't be anyone's plan B. All right. And here you are at the Page of Pentacles. Right? The Page of Pentacles is about new opportunities, a new beginning. Again, new endeavors, new project, a job, maybe even a new career. A lot of people taking their careers, moving in a different direction at this time. There's a lot of shaking up in the world right now. We have to evolve with it. Okay? The new project or job, whatever it is, the new endeavor that you're taking up, it's going to increase your money. Okay, you are ready to learn and grow. You've made up your mind. It is what it is, right? And you're ready. You're open. You're open to the new experience and new responsibilities. Okay, you might be already unemployed, so seize the moment. When you have no money coming in, some things are better than nothing, right? And and here you are at the second page, which is telling you take action. All right, it's telling you to proceed. Usually that's what the 2 pages mean, is to take action. The Page of Cups here is about emotional discovering a side of you that you didn't know, or you kind of knew but just was kind of smothering it. Creativity, also exploring that hidden emotion or whatever it is that you've always had there. It's also suggesting that you are in a phase of emotional growth, right? And maybe opening yourself to new emotional experiences and new relationships in general, new connections. Okay. And here you are at the Seven of Swords. You arrive at the Seven of Swords, which is a card of potential conflict, okay, or tension, through personal gain or might have some tension to disrupt the peace in your family and or love connection, or just your inner peace in general. If something comes along and disrupts that, you need to just deal with it right away. Don't let it linger. Just nip it in the butt. You might be experiencing a situation where you may feel you need to assert yourself in a situation, to protect your interests, which might produce conflict from others. Remember, if you're a part of a family unity, or in a connection, your decisions can impact the people around you. So make sure you weigh your pros and cons, okay? At this time, if something like that comes up, you might feel like you're in a corner and you don't know how to proceed. And sometimes you're saying, okay, I'm going to do this, but then we don't think about the people that we impact with our decisions, because we're making our decisions for us, how we feel, our emotions. Okay, and here's your cosmic energy card. It's awakening. Okay, awakening is the process of discovering your true self. Look at that. I'm telling you can't make this stuff up, right? I just shuffled it and pulled it, and what it says: discovery of hidden feelings, hidden emotions, right? That's amazing. Stack 3. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I'm sending positive vibes. Have a wonderful week.